We're finishing up, guys. Here we go.
So, just two things with the stairs. The stairs are functioning okay. This rake rail is good. But they've got a wall rail right here that's kind of falling loose, and you really want to have a handrail going all the way up for safety. And so this is something that I just have. If you get to know a handyman that's pretty decent, he might be able to do some painting and drywall work for you to tighten this on. And then as you go down to the basement, there's a couple of things. There's no handrail up here, and I would recommend adding one up. But the other thing, and this is really common, as you're going down the steps, you're supposed to have a minimum of 6 foot 8 inches from the top of the stair tread. Let's say it's this one to the bottom of this wall. So right here, this is probably about 5'4" maybe. So at this point, there's really not a whole lot you can do. You'd have to rip everything apart, and this is kind of indicative of how the house was. It was built this way. And I'm just pointing it out so you know, but if you're, and since I haven't met you guys, if you're above 5'5" or 5'6", you just need to be aware when you're coming down here so you're not bopping your head on this. It'd be very easy to
How
do.
tall are you, Bill?
I'm 5'8", 5'7.5".
Okay, great.
So I took the cover off. This is the main electrical panel. When we got here, I mean, everything's labeled, which is good. It's 150 amp service. A lot of houses have 200 amp, but this is 150, and this seems to be doing fine. The breakers were off for the AC unit and the compressor. I turned them on to run them, and I turned them back off so for the end of the inspection. The main water for the house is coming in right here. It's coming from the front and then comes up to the ground in here. And it looks like the pipe coming from the street to the house is galvanized pipe, which was very common back in the 1940s. And then it's been changed to someone's upgraded it to copper pipe at some point in time. So your main water shutoff is actually right here. Mm-hmm. And then there's 2 hose bibs, one in the front and one in the back where you connect hoses to. And typically in the wintertime, you want to winterize them by draining them down, and this is the shutoff for the front hose bib. And then as we go back here, this is the shutoff for the rear hose bib. Tankless water heater. It's functioning well. They usually last 20 to 25 years.
Awesome.
This is a boiler. I got some information off of it. I'm going to have to look at and try and get the age. It looks to me like it's probably between 5-10 years old, but I need to verify that with the serial number. But the big issue here is there's no way to service it because you have these are called bypass doors. So if I try to open it to get to the boiler, it's blocked. And then, I mean, so a HVAC contractor or a plumber that needs to service this
would have to take the doors off.
Take the doors off. And so what I would recommend is probably doing some other type of door system, like a bifold door that kind of opens up, and then it's like an accordion that can open up in this direction. Or even a swing door, which takes up too much space, but I mean, you need to have access to this, and that's kind of a concern. I can't get the panel cover off without taking these doors off. So the way this works is it creates the hot water, and then it kind of pumps the hot water through the pipes to the radiators. And there is a real small water drip right here.
Okay.
So that needs to be fixed. And then also for plumbing, this is a copper pipe right here, and it's dripping. Well, I can see where it's been dripping water right
Yeah,
here.
you can see the green, right?
Yeah, that's the corrosion. So, and it's actually wet. So it's almost like a pinhole leak right here.
Oh, okay.
And what needs to happen is the pipe should be replaced, like from here down. And that'll get rid of any other corrosion and bad areas in the pipe, as opposed to like doing like a little repair here and a little repair here.
Just get rid of the pipe. A chunk of the pipe.
Right.
Okay.
The other thing is, so the drains from the house to the street are cast iron.
Mm-hmm.
And cast iron tends to collect waste a lot more than PVC does. So these pipes right down here that they have boxes sitting on are PVC. So at some point, someone did some renovating in the house and they changed some of the drains to PVC, and they changed the water lines to copper. But anyway, so this looks like it's about a 3.5 inch drain. And what happens is you have a 3-inch drain, and over time it collects waste and then starts to get clogged. So you have like a 2-inch drain. And it may still be draining water, but at some point it's going to back up. So what I'm leading up to is I would recommend having this thing snaked. It's not a lot of money, but it's worth just having it snaked from the house to the street, so you know it's functioning the way you want it to.
Okay.
And then you're not going to have a backup.
For kind of maintenance of a cast iron sewer line.
Right,
Okay.
right.
I mentioned the cast iron sewer line because I've seen them need to be replaced, but usually it's as they're a little older than, like mine was 100 years old when it needed to be replaced. So that looked a little younger than.
Yeah, I mean, it's original to the house, 1940s. So
it's about 60 or 80 years old now. Yeah.
So it's I'm guessing it's like 75, 76 years old.
Okay.
The kitchen, everything was functioning. There are I didn't find really any electrical issues except for some receptacles upstairs that had open grounds. There were a couple of receptacles and junction boxes that were missing covers. That's actually a pretty easy fix. As I said, I took the panel box cover off and that was functioning well. Windows are all working. That's all I can kind of think of off the top of my head. I'm sure there's going to be something in the report that I haven't mentioned today, and it's just because my notes are a little more detailed than my foggy mind is.
Well, I know you do such detailed reports, so we've been doing these videos along the way to capture all those, like the plumbing in the bathroom upstairs. Anything with the plumbing in the basement bathroom here? I talked to them about the raised tub because it looked like they did that for the drain line here.
Right. The whole reason you raise the tub is so you have enough fall for your drain. Mm-hmm. And this isn't so much a water issue, but this is a metal tub. And metal tubs were real big. I think people still use them. And they have, as opposed to the old steel tubs that are really heavy and you can almost hit them with a hammer and nothing happens to them. With these, though, the coating is very thin. Mm-hmm. And what happens is, especially, it's usually the ceramic guy, when he's working, he drops a tool and something happens. And so I noticed, I don't know if you want to come over here to get to it, there's some chips in the tub here, a couple back there, which are actually starting to rust, and then there's one over there next to the drain. Mm-hmm. And so those, I would recommend having those patched, because what's going to happen is it's just going to continue to rust.
Okay. Bill, what do you think? I was saying that the reason why they probably raised the tub is because they didn't want to jackhammer into the concrete to make the slope into the sewer line. So they raised the tub to create the slope. And so if they wanted to do this properly, that's the way they would.
There's nothing wrong with the way they did it, though.
Okay, it's just the ceiling height.
Yeah, right. It's
for resale. I was just noting for resale.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's to me, as long as it's working and it's okay, it's a basement bathroom.
That's what you're,
I wouldn't worry about it too much. But I mean, to redo this, you've got to rip the ceramic, you got to rip the tile, you got the tub, you got to jackhammer concrete. I mean, it's a major undertaking.
Yeah, it's a whole reno of the bathroom.
Yeah, I would not do it.
But the way the bathtub is working now is nothing leaked. The diverter worked.
No, this particular one, the diverter is working, but I can't get the water control valve to go hot to cold. It just goes up and down.
Oh.
And someone's been working on a lot of things in this house. I don't know if they've been messing with that, but that looks a little bit older, and probably just the easiest thing is to
replace it. Okay, so that's with the handful of other plumbing for the bathroom upstairs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so what do you think about just so the electrical, you said there's a handful of electrical plus that conduit outside for the roll-up door. Mm-hmm. Then the handful of plumbing for the bathroom upstairs, the bathroom here. Mm-hmm. And then overall,
I think the house is in pretty good shape. It's dry. There was so one thing with in-ground basements is they tend to get really humid during the summertime, and they do have a dehumidifier back where the boiler is. Mm-hmm. if they leave it, I think that's great. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a dehumidifier in a house like this. The one thing I would recommend though is just opening windows so you get cross ventilation. And this window actually does not open.
I showed them that when we,
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Because I already pulled this out once.
Okay.
So
that one does, but not this one.
I was able to get that one open, and those windows back there work. Because I mean, you want to have airflow down here. You want to be able to exchange the interior air with exterior air, and an easy way to do that is probably opening up one of the windows at the back, or even that door that's got a screen on it, putting a fan there, and just pulling air across, and you'll be amazed at how it takes the humidity down as well as refreshing the air. Because it can actually smell wet sometimes when it's really not. But I mean, it's fine right now, even though I'm wearing a mask.
Yeah. Feels pretty dry down here, this carpet. I can't tell if it was new now. Okay. Oh, I locked the gate. That's great. Thank you, Bill.
Okay, all right.
Thank you. All right, guys. He's all finished up. He's going to write a report, but that's probably going to come before you guys, after you guys have to make a decision. So hopefully this will get you guys all the information you need to know to make a decision if you would like to move forward. Okay, bye.